Guys, today we've got early Jordans, sneakers that can levitate, and a whole bunch more. So let's kick this off with a good old Nike sneakers W. Good old like that occurs a lot, but it definitely doesn't. In fact, I'm really excited about this pair of shoes. Not only is it something I haven't seen before, but it's also one of the coolest releases I have ever been a part of. Didn't fully open. We got a custom packaged box. Got a giant dot Nike on the front, same thing on the side, and you can see this is a dot swoosh sneaker, which if you don't know what that is, it's a little bit complicated and confusing, but we'll get into it. We got some pixelated paper. This is the Nike Air Max 1 Low Poly Adventure. Damn, this is trippy. Here we have them. So look, you do get an extra pair of laces, but they're practically the same as the ones that are on there. They're just not as like shiny as the ones that are laced up, so it's like a little bit of a differentiation. The suede is insanely soft, or the nubuck. It's incredibly soft. And then you've got the little mini Nike swoosh over there. Obviously, these are the poly, meaning like these are all like polygon shapes or like pixelated elements to it. All over, this is like incredibly soft. And then of course you've got like this, I guess just nylon feeling material on the top. And that has like this gradient effect of those same pixels. Look at the Nike branding over there is also pixelated. And then there is a hidden detail in here, which I'll pull out in a second. But to quickly kind of, help you understand what this pair of shoes is, it's basically a dot swoosh release, meaning I guess now what they're going with is like a lot of the shoes are more game themed. So like we had the first ones, they were a little bit confusing because those were like the Kai Cenat Pro Mode ones. So with this second colorway called the Adventure, it's actually inspired by Lara Croft, the original. So that's why you have this color, I guess, to kind of look like the shirt she was wearing. And the really cool part is how you actually went to buy these things. So they did an exclusive access release and you had to go through the dot swoosh webpage. It was basically like a video game. You had to solve a couple different puzzles and stuff like that, and then you could actually check out and purchase the pair of shoes. But let me show you guys the little hidden element with this pair of shoes. It's basically a cheat code, which is like referencing like a cheat code that you could use in a game to get you further along. I don't need to explain that to you. They've got like a little rating logo on the inside, like what they normally put on video games. This one's obviously for everyone. E. This is super cool. Such a cool pair of shoes. I hope that Nike does more of these in the future, and I hope they change it up a little bit, get inventive, go crazy with it, maybe do some different silhouettes, because I'm liking the game themed sneakers. I think that's a cool area to be in. All right, let's get into the crazier stuff. This one is, let me just show you. I believe this brand has actually been working on this pair of shoes for quite some time, so I'm very interested to see, like after all of the leaks that they've been putting out, what they actually look and feel like. All right, so we got a very tight fitting box. Gonna take a millennia to actually come out. Oh, okay, we got a little note. We're excited to introduce you to Atreon's world's first 3D printed duck boots. So it looks like these are going to be based off of those slides that we took a look at a while back. I don't know if you guys remember, it was like the world's softest slides where they had like this lattice structure and they were just insanely soft. Damn, here we go. Man, you know what these look like? The Yeezy 1050s. That midsole. Laces on a 3D printed boot? That's pretty crazy. This is super interesting. So obviously it looks like a boot, like you've got a rugged traction area pattern on the bottom. This is all one material. It's crazy because when you actually press into it, you realize how soft this is. This is a little bit different from like other 3D printed shoes that I've tried, but like all of that lattice structuring is in this midsole. I don't know how I could show you guys. Like, look how soft that is. Like, I can really squish into it, which is strange for a boot like this. So design-wise, they look dope. I've got to try these things on because, yeah, that footbed is soft. Whoa, that is pretty insane. Okay, so these are very, very unique. It's firmer than the slides. The slides were just, they compress straight down to the ground. These have that sink-in feeling, but it's different. It's like a little bit more supportive. I like that. That's a really good cushioned feel. For a 3D printed pair of shoes, they've actually engineered this in a pretty interesting way. 3D printed boots, they could actually work. All right, we got a big old box with this one. Yo, okay, so we got a little note. Dear Elliot, jump into your higher self with these levitation sneakers. This is gonna be so interesting. We spoke about these on Sneaky Sunday, and then obviously, I don't know if they've seen that, but they sent them over. We've got the branding. This is a collab Puma and Rombaut, I think is how you say it. I'm assuming we open it up this way. Oh boy. These are gonna be crazy, all right? Just a pre-warning. Oh no way. Yeah, it's the sock ones. So look at this, right? Look at this tucked away here. These are literal socks. Like, look how stretchy that is. You got like the little sizing tag over here. So yes, they did a bunch of different shoes, Puma and Rombaut. They did these sock ones, and then they also did, I think there was 2 other ones, which I think, like, I did actually quite like the look of the other 2. These ones, I mean, a little bit questionable, like these crazy socks coming out, but this midsole seems like it's engineered pretty weirdly and like very well done. So you've got like this material that comes up on the sides. You actually do have some support for a sock shoe. And then around the back, you've got like this midsole that sticks out. So it's like you're levitating. Your heel is levitating. I think they actually look pretty sick, but I mean, like, as far as sock shoes goes, these are probably one of the coolest ones I have ever seen. This sock is extremely stretchy, so I think that will lead to some weirdness going on, like where your toes are gonna come poking out the front and it's gonna be like a little bit slippery. Either way, would love to know what you guys think of these things down in the comment section. And shout out to Rombaut for checking out Sneaky Sundays and sending these over. All right, this one's gonna be pretty dope. I'm actually really excited for this. I also think this is probably gonna be something that you may have never seen before. Like, it's so unique, it just hasn't been done before. At least I don't think. All right, let's go for this one first. Oh boy, so we got a little Salt Studio action. I'm sure you guys have seen me rocking their stuff in the past. This is the jersey hoodie, the knitted jersey hoodie. That is so freaking cool. And then we got the second colorway. These are the exact same colors that I have as well, so that's really cool. I love the hoodie version. Damn, this knit, it just feels insanely good quality. Like, this knit is incredible. It's like heavyweight, but like super premium. And these colors are phenomenal. I'm gonna have to show you this on because I think that's really where you'll see like how this fits and everything. But man, Salt Studio just come up with such unique, cool ideas. When have you ever seen a knitted jersey for one, but then a knitted jersey hoodie? It's something I've just never, I don't know how the guy comes up with this stuff. Huge shout out to Salt Studio for always just creating some of the most unique pieces in my wardrobe. I freaking love this brand. All right, we got a pair of shoes that, I'm gonna just say as like a little I'm gonna hedge my bets here. This is research purposes, okay? So this is like, I think, a shoe that's just been really trending recently. Like, a lot of people seem to be going crazy over these. So I've got to find out if that's actually true. This is the UGG sneaker. Apparently they're making sneakers now. These are actually cool looking. You get an extra pair of laces, the super wide, the widest laces I've seen. And these ones are kind of like just regular, I guess 10, and then the ones on here have like a little bit of a print going on, I guess. Now, of course, these being Uggs, you're not just getting a regular sneaker. Of course, you're getting that freaking, you know, that whatever they call this, sheep fur underneath, so you're cozy around the top. And then the footbed is also lined with that same fur. Now look, I understand how crazy this sounds. Like, this is crazy to me as well. An UGG sneaker is pretty wild. But I mean, I can't lie. Like, the looks are pretty dope. I think the price isn't that bad in terms of, like, you know, a sneaker. But I think why people love these things so much is not only the looks, it's also apparently the comfort. So I'm gonna slip my foot in here and just, oh, well, hello. Is it crazy that I actually really like the look of them? They actually look pretty fire. Yes, they are comfy. This I guess this is just like the signature UGG material. It is really soft. If you've ever tried Uggs, that's what you're getting underneath your feet. I don't know if this material is that great for like wearing down over time. Material on the top is pretty decent. Like, you've got this, I guess, you know, this mesh material over here, and then you've got like this suede wrapping around, feels pretty decent. Nice material on the top, just such a puffy, cozy tongue. These are pretty cool. I don't know what to think now. Let me know what you think of these down in the comment section, but UGG sneakers, yay or nay? Let me know in the comments. Final package, we got a pair of early Jordans that are going to be dropping actually pretty soon, I think. All right, let's see. Okay, so looks like we've got an identical box. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know what's in here, but the box is exactly the same to the last pair that dropped. Let's see these things, man. Let's see them. Okay, this is the Jordan 4 Nike SB Navy. I think they're just calling these Navy, is that right? Or a Midnight Navy, maybe? Okay, so interesting. They look like they're solid white. Let me just try compare these two. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit strange. So obviously this is the pine greens, like the originals that dropped, I think 23. And like, look at the leather material. So you've got like solid white now on the leather instead of like this very nice, pleasant sailing that you get on these. I don't know if they should have changed that. I kind of like the off-white color. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they go with the solid white or this color that's on the pine greens? Like that very nice little, you know, just very, very subtle off-white color. Well, looking at them now, you can see like the outsole is a little bit different as well. So the color's there. Interesting. Other than that, I don't know if anything else has changed. I'm going to have to kind of, you know, do some side-by-side comparisons and all of that and really, you know, make sure if they've changed up anything else on this pair of shoes. These are going to be dropping this month. This is the second colorway of the Nike SB collaboration that they're doing on the Jordan 4s. And from what I've heard, this is the last one that they're doing. We spoke about it on Sneaky Sunday. We were talking about that sneaker leaker guy who was saying that basically Jordan Brand is going to be extending their own SB line, and so they're not going to be doing any more collabs. If that makes sense, like think about the Jordan 4 RM or the Jordan Flight Court, those type of like biking, skating shoes is what they're going to be focusing on and expanding that into a line rather than doing collabs like this. We'll have to wait and see, but I mean, it's a solid colorway in terms of like, if they do end it on these, it could be worse. Navy is a solid one, especially to go along with the rest of the accents on here. These are nice. I don't know if they're gonna have the same hype as the pine greens. Are they? Let me know in the comment section, but in terms of release date, I think as of right now, these are supposed to drop March the 18th, but I will do a full review if you guys want to see it. So let me know down in the comment section. You want to see a couple outfits with these things, drop it down there. But guys, I think that is about it. That's all of the packages I got for you. So thank you so much for coming through and hanging out. And if you do want to check out another video, that one over there seems like, you know, I think YouTube is recommending it. I'm recommending it. So check it out.